What went wrong in 2025? Canada's next move and what it means for Pierre Poilievre's future. The recent election results in Canada have cast a shadow over the Conservative Party, leaving many supporters feeling disheartened. Despite a vigorous campaign aimed at ushering in change, the outcome was not favorable, prompting a critical examination of the factors that contributed to this setback. Understanding these dynamics is essential for the Conservatives as they look to regroup and strategize for future elections. This analysis delves into what went wrong, the implications for Pierre Poilievre's leadership, and the potential path forward for the party. One of the most impactful factors in the election was the broader political environment. The ascent of Mark Carney as the new leader of the Liberal Party and his rapid rise to Prime Minister shifted the landscape significantly. Carney, a former Bank of Canada governor, brought a sense of credibility and economic acumen that resonated with voters. His leadership offered a stark contrast to the previous administration, and his ability to rally support around key issues, particularly economic stability, played a crucial role in mobilizing Liberal voters. Carney's approach focused on addressing the pressing economic concerns of Canadians, particularly in the wake of ongoing inflation and rising living costs. His narrative emphasized a commitment to fiscal responsibility and sustainable growth, which appealed to a broad spectrum of the electorate. Many Canadians, feeling the pinch of economic uncertainty, were drawn to Carney's assurances that he could navigate the country through challenging times. This shift in leadership was not just a change of faces. It represented a broader ideological shift that resonated with voters seeking stability and a clear plan for the future. The political narrative surrounding Carney was compelling. With Trudeau stepping down, many voters were looking for a fresh start, and Carney's background positioned him as a figure of renewal and reassurance. This momentum was difficult for the Conservatives to counter, as they struggled to articulate a cohesive message that could effectively challenge Carney's appeal. The Conservatives' messaging failed to address the urgency of voters' concerns, and instead, they often relied on past grievances rather than presenting a forward-looking vision. The role of media in shaping public perception cannot be understated. The Conservative Party's approach to mainstream media, particularly the controversial pledge to defund it, may have alienated potential supporters. While the intention was to address concerns about media bias, the execution likely backfired. Many Canadians rely on traditional media for information, and this strategy may have inadvertently limited the party's exposure and reach. Additionally, the Conservative campaign struggled to establish a strong presence in alternative media outlets that cater to younger and more diverse audiences. By not engaging effectively with platforms where many Canadians consume news, the party missed a critical opportunity to connect with younger voters who are essential for shaping the future political landscape. Moreover, the campaign failed to engage effectively with low-information voters, those who do not follow politics closely. Many Canadians were unaware of significant issues such as the ArriveCan app controversy or the SNC-Lavalin scandal, which the Conservatives had hoped would resonate with the electorate. Without a robust strategy to educate and inform these voters, the party missed a critical opportunity to broaden its appeal. The failure to address these knowledge gaps meant that many voters did not understand the implications of these issues, allowing the Liberals to frame the narrative in their favor. The Conservative campaign was marred by several strategic missteps that hampered its effectiveness. A particularly notable decision was the refusal to participate in an autism-focused debate, which sent a message that the party was not attuned to the concerns of individuals with disabilities. This perception, whether accurate or not, could have alienated a segment of the population that values inclusivity and representation. Furthermore, the campaign's focus on high-profile rallies, while successful in energizing the base, did not translate into broader voter engagement. Pierre Poilievre's ability to draw large crowds demonstrated enthusiasm among committed supporters, but it failed to convert those sentiments into votes from undecided or moderate Canadians. A more balanced approach that included increased media appearances and outreach efforts would have been beneficial in reaching a wider audience. Local candidates also faced challenges during the campaign. Many were sidelined from debates and media opportunities, limiting their visibility and ability to connect with voters on a personal level. The lack of local representation in discussions about key issues made it difficult for constituents to feel a personal connection to the party and its platform. This strategic oversight reflected a reliance on outdated campaign practices that did not fully utilize the potential of social media and grassroots movements. The Conservative Party's response to grassroots movements was also lacking. In an era where activism and community engagement have gained traction, the Conservatives failed to capitalize on opportunities presented by local organizations and community leaders. By not aligning with grassroots efforts, the party risked being seen as disconnected from the everyday concerns of Canadians. Pierre Poilievre's leadership was characterized by a desire to unify the party amid a challenging political climate. Nevertheless, the overly cautious strategy employed by his team ultimately proved counterproductive. While the Conservatives did gain 24 seats, more than the Liberals, the loss of prominent figures like Michelle Ferreri and Dr. Ellis was a significant blow. These losses underscored the need for a more dynamic and responsive campaign strategy that could adapt to changing voter sentiments. Poilievre's own seat loss complicates his leadership trajectory. However, with backing from influential figures such as Stephen Harper, he may have avenues to maintain his position, potentially through a by-election in a secure Conservative riding. The question of his leadership will be closely monitored as party members and supporters seek clarity on the direction moving forward. As the Conservative Party reflects on these challenges, it must reassess its strategies to remain relevant and competitive in Canadian politics. Key areas for improvement include enhanced public engagement, empowering local candidates, and clearer messaging and opposition definition. The future of Pierre Poilievre's leadership will hinge on his ability to adapt and respond to the lessons learned from this election. Acknowledging the need for a more inclusive approach, he must work to re-establish the party's relevance and appeal to a diverse electorate. Encouraging a culture of open dialogue within the party, where local voices are amplified and grassroots initiatives are prioritized, will be vital in fostering a sense of unity and purpose. In conclusion, the 2025 election results serve as a critical learning experience for the Conservative Party. By reflecting on both external influences and internal strategies, the party can chart a course for future success, ensuring that it remains a viable option for Canadians seeking change. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the Conservatives must remain agile and responsive to the needs and concerns of the electorate, setting the stage for a stronger showing in the next election. The path forward is challenging, but with thoughtful reflection and strategic action, the Conservative Party can reclaim its position as a formidable force in Canadian politics.